next we have an esteemed speaker who came from very far away, Ellen Heep. Ellen Heep.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here because things are booming in the Netherlands, and it's so nice to sort of, see people, likewise people like me, that are also crazy about EV, and we can talk about EVs for years and years. My name is Ellen Hiep. I've always been working in the car dealers association industry, so I know the car dealers very well. And in 2011, the Amsterdam Auto Show asked me to sort of help them organize the electric vehicle pavilion. And that's when I got addicted to electric vehicles. And so I've been active in electric vehicles since 2011. I've been driving a plug-in hybrid since then, and once in a while test drive like the Ionics and the Konas. And since September, I'm the owner of a Model 3, so I'm really happy with it. Thank you, thank you. And with my company, I joined the Holland West Coast organization in 2012. So I know some people here. Margella, we've met. I work closely together with Peter van der Venter, who's based in California. And because California has long been a big example for us, with the Teslas having there. So people in the Netherlands are very keen on getting here to learn, but also to do business. You know how we are. We do business all the time. In 2014, I went to Norway, to Oslo, to see our big sister, the Norwegian Electric Electric Drivers Association, and that was a big example for us. So we decided, well, we also want to have our own organization, and that's why we started the organization in 2014. And we are a sister organization of the Norwegian ones. I know Christina Boe well. We all chat along, but they've got 30 people working for the organization, and we only have got 7 crazy board members, crazy with EVs. I'm one of them, and there's other ones of them, and I don't know who is going to fully charged, but yeah, there's more people. There will be some colleagues of mine coming over as well, so you will meet the crazy Dutch over there. That will be funny, I think. As I said, we've got 6,000 members now and growing, but there's free membership. We get some, subsidies from partners that really like us, and we do some work for them, like doing inquiries with our electric drivers. We're non-profit, as I said, and the 7 board members, they all work in this field. So we've got a guy that does all the lobbying for the ministries, and I'm doing lots of communication and all international contexts. So that's what we are. We're working now on a premium membership, but our thing is that we need to have volume to be impressed by the government, because the government really likes us, because we're the only party in the Netherlands that's independent and only there for the electric driver. So we get asked a lot, and so we don't want to spoil that, but we also have a lack of money because it's difficult to get money. So we're really in the process of getting that. Just smart, what do? We do exactly the same as you do. We do information, communication, and lobbying. Really important issues. This is our John Wickham. Where are you, John? Yeah, this is your colleague in the Netherlands, Martin. He does all the lobbying. And this is very important, the Climate Accord, that's the Dutch name for everything that the Paris Agreement is influencing our Dutch community about. So lobbying is extremely important. What we see now is that the Dutch government is sort of withdrawing from the electric field. They say, well, it's sort of now, they think it's able to, progress on its own, but we know that it needs more. So that is a big task at this moment. And we're also part of an international network. Guy, he's also part of it. What we do, there's all sorts of different electric drivers associations from Europe and from the whole world. There's even someone from New Zealand, and well, you are also participating. And that is so important, especially for a small country that we are. roaming is so important because if you go on the streets and you want to travel to Belgium or Germany, you have to be able to charge your card over there. So roaming for us more than it is for you. Roaming is a very important topic for us. So we need to work on a European level. So that's what we need to do. Let's look at the Netherlands because, as I said, we're a small country. We've got 7 million people. We've got 8 million cars on the road. And I wanted to tell you more about that because one of the most important things is that we don't have any car company. So we are sort of, we are independent. And that's why, for example, Tesla had its first European headquarter in Tilburg, which is in the southern part of the Netherlands, because there is no, we're independent in that way. And that gives us a lot as well. I wanted to ask you, how many Tesla Model 3s did you think were being sold in the Netherlands? But the answer is here. It's almost 30,000. And I looked it up, and I think there was a total sales worldwide of 140,000. So I think we even exceeded Norway. So the Model 3s are incredible. I got my Model 3, and normally you go to the Tesla organization and you get the ones. Well, not this time, because there were so many cars sold, 800 a day sometimes, that the boat from San Francisco got directly to Amsterdam. You had to go by public transport to the port of Amsterdam, and there was this thousands of cars, red, gray, black, white, and there was those really nice people from Tesla with special Tesla volunteers. Can you imagine a Tesla volunteer? And they were helping out to get your car, and it was like crazy because most of the cars were not charged. So at the no, because that was a problem. So the nearest supercharger was like filled with people who had no clue what to do. So there were loads of Tesla volunteers there telling how you charge your car. Because most of what the situation in the Netherlands is that most of the people get a company car and they get tax reduction, and that's how it became so popular. But those people didn't need to buy it; they just got it from their company, so they really had no clue. But it was fun. It was fun, and we had a great experience. So we are happy. I think worldwide the Netherlands was #1 in the sales of Tesla Model 3. This is it's Dutch. I don't know if you speak Dutch, but who cares about it? This was in December 2019, almost 55% of all our new sales was electric. That is more than enormous. Yeah, thank you. And this is the plug-in hybrid, and if you look at it on a yearly basis, this was 2018. 5.4 of all the cars were electric, all the new sales. And this year it was almost 14%. So it is really getting bigger and bigger. And this is also, you have to look at it, but this is like our charging points. We've got about 60,000 public charging points and also about 60 private charging points. And those are the fast chargers. We've got about 1,400 in the Netherlands. And to get a sort of a perspective on it, that I think we are the most dense country in regard to the charging. And I think that is I think we are really good at charging. And that's what we are good at giving you energy. And what I really like about it is that we see a lot of Dutch companies getting foot on the ground here in the US. Because we are really promoters of the open protocols, and we find that very crucial to get some competition in that field and to be able to have good business models around charging. That is crucial. And I think what we do in the Netherlands is that from day one we had one card where you can charge everywhere, no matter what sort of organization it was. It was all businesses, but with one card you could charge. And that was, I think, one of the things that why we are having a good charging infrastructure. And I know that the Norwegians are coming over to us to see how you organize that. And maybe we've got the advantage of being a small country and we do everything we do together. So it might be not fair, but it is very important. Um, well, Amsterdam, and we want to ban all the petrol cars. That's I hope you know that. Thank you. That is difficult. It is difficult because it was a political statement, but at this moment, the political reality is also coming there. But our vice mayor, she will be speaking at the EVS 33 in Portland. Is any one of you going to Portland? Okay, well, you are going to meet her and see where she stands now. But we need so many more charging stations, and because we know from all the statistics that charging stations are interesting. What do? We organize meetings like you do. This is around the supercharger of Allego. I think 220 kilowatts, so it's quite a good charger. And we organize meetings, with all sorts of interesting startups. Have you ever learned about Lightshare? It's Yeah, I really like it because we call the CEO our own Dutch Elon Musk. We're so proud of him. He's a young guy. I think he's about 27. And it is a scale up from the Stella solar car. Has anyone ever heard of it? Yes? Well, the guy who won the Crunch Award, the Tech Crunch Award, he started the company. And I think it was in California in November. I think it will be on the road, hopefully within a year. And it's a completely solar powered car. So, yeah. So this is our first. I said we don't have any car companies, but maybe we have one soon. I like this. This is Marina. She's doing. She's also in my board, and she is covering the EV help desk. And we also give. Does anyone know what it means? EV voor groentjes? No clue. No, it's like EV for dummies. We give the EV for dummies. And what I think we do, and I really like this idea, what we do with the car dealers, because we know all the problem with the car dealers. We've got about 8,000 car dealers in the Netherlands. And I did a research this summer how it is with their innovation feeling. Some of them are really innovative, but most of them say, oh, electric cars. Well, my clients are not asking me about it, so, it's something for the future. And then we say, well, there's something going on in the future. But what we do with our organization, we organize EV for Dummies together with the car dealers. So what we say to the car dealer is, you invite your clients and we provide for this training. And that is like an incredible combination. I really enjoyed it. We've done it now a couple of times. Most of the time we have to close the door because otherwise, we would be stuck. And it is really a good combination to get car dealers involved because car dealers are normally very technical guys. And if there's someone else that knows more about their stuff than they do, they don't like it. So what they do, no, and what I think with the car dealers is as well. Normally, they know everything about the car they sell you, but the point with electric cars, besides all the other problems that we have with dealers, is also that it's not only the car, but it is also the environment, the charging, the subsidies. So for them, it's really a new field, and they don't know exactly what their job is. So we help them to sort of, and not every car dealer has to have the same job, but so we help them sort of to define what you can do. And especially, when you sell an electric car, of course, it's less interesting for the after sales. But we discuss with them what other revenues and what other business models there are to explore. So this one is really one, I thought, and then we come in and we talk about, they don't need to talk about it. We tell everything to their clients and they can talk with their clients about selling and whatever. So I really like that. I was telling you about the EV help desk. It's an email address that you can write to if you've got a problem, no matter what. And we started at June 27, with a couple of questions, and it's exploding. Now, the last 2 months we had 900 questions. It's amazing. And someone told me about the topics yesterday. It's in Dutch again. It's sort of a language course on the Saturday morning. But the green one, this is all about the questions about subsidies. And the biggest one is about the public charging. Most questions go about public charging. And the other one is also the charging, but at home. People ask all about one phase, three phase, DC, AC. They have no clue. I have to admit, it is a difficult subject. Um, what we do, we don't have beautiful awards like that. We have the golden plug, and this is Koos. He's our chair of our organization. And one, I really like that detail. He used to be the director of the Car Dealer Association in the Netherlands. And it's so good to have him in the house because he knows all the ministers, he knows everyone, and he knows the car dealers very well. So I really like him. Um, if we find someone very interesting, they get a golden plug. This this guy, he is wonderful. He used to work for the tax. He used to work for the Ministry of Taxes. Texas, not Texas, but Texas. And he made the charging top 10, and I really liked it because charging, you can have several cards for charging together. And what he said, well, I'm gonna do a big survey on what people have paid for charging at any charger with any card. So you understand that it's a very complex system. One of the big problems in the Netherlands is the transparency. I think it's the same here. We have no clue what we pay in advance, no clue. But now he quit the ministry and now he's working for his own company. And I want to ask you, what do you think is the price difference, if you use if you use one card or another card at the same charging station? Just give me an impression. What do you think is the price difference? 25. More. I want to have more. 40. No, more. 100, 200. No, more. 500, more. 800%. It's like amazing. And it has mainly to do with MeinGau, which is a German card. And because what you've got all those providers of cards, and if they want to get into the market, they just get cheap prices. And MeinGau is a very important German one. Everyone in the Netherlands has got a MeinGau card because if you want to charge cheap, you use that one. So, and he's earning a good amount of money. One of the other things that we've got, this is the big professor from the Technical University in Eindhoven. You can see from his beard that he is a good professor. And what I really like about him, he is the one who debunks fake news. It's so important, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is for Auke Hoek. His name is Auke Hoekstra. Maybe you might have heard of him. It's on the... You really have to follow him because he is brilliant. He's one of the finest professors in the Netherlands. And he debunked, this is an example of some crazy Belgium professor. Of course you've heard about it. But, and about this debunking news, it comes around every time in every corner. And Auke doesn't stop debunking things. And he's very known with the Dutch government as well. So, really good. New initiatives, I'm going to skip that one. Who knows Wiebe Wakker? No one? Oh, I love the guy. We had him at a meeting, and he just graduated from the university, and he said, what am I going to do now? Okay, I'm going to get into an electric car, and I'm going to drive to Sydney. And he did so. And it was great. This is his travel he made. But you know what? The challenge, he didn't have any money and no charging fees. So he just went on the road. He left Amsterdam. He arrived in Sydney. Can you guess how many days it took him? 28? No more. Well, I tell you, 4 years. But it's also... yeah. But what I like about it, and I think you should follow him on the internet, and he made a beautiful movie about it, because he used to work in the Middle East, so he was not just driving. And what is interesting about it, that's why he was talking to us, because all the EV drivers that were on Facebook helped him with his trip. So it was so nice. It is such a good environment, and people, when he entered new countries, people already knew of him coming because of the community. So I think, and it's all communities like us, it's all people that just wanted to meet him, and it is a funny story. One of the ideas, we know road trips, of course. The EVS 32 was in Lyon last year, and together with the vice mayor of Amsterdam, our organization organized a road trip with all the people working at EVS. And we organized a road trip from Amsterdam to Lyon. It took us 2 days, and it was really fun. And I think it is an excellent idea to repeat this in Portland. And you know what? There will be a big Dutch delegation in California the week before in Portland. So what we want to organize, and I hope there are people here that want to join us on the Saturday and the Sunday prior to EVS. We would like to organize a similar trip with the Dutch, with the Californians, or maybe people from other states. You are all welcome. It is such a good thing to do because this was all business talk and also about people that liked electric cars. So the combination was really good. I drove with the Kona, perfect car, but the problem in the east of France, don't go there. It's horrible. It's like, because the only thing, there was also a Norwegian car from the Norwegian organization driving, and the only option I had was to be in front of them. Otherwise, they would be they're waiting here, and I was just there before, so that was a big problem. One of the things that also, because we also need to reach out to the younger generation, so meet Jelle and Dave. They were at EVS 32 in Lyon, and they are now, this is our first, it will be a pilot. We're organizing in the Netherlands a sort of, I don't know how you call it, sort of news flashes from the EV front. And he is a sort of a famous radio character in the Netherlands, so he attracts the young girls, especially, and sometimes also young boys. But and we like that, and they're gonna go everywhere in the Netherlands to sort of discuss the EV news, and we need to do that because we know that our generation of EV drivers is different from the new generation of EV drivers. They want to have different things. They're not geeks like we. They just want to have the vehicle driving. So we want to sort of see what this is going to work out like. Oh yeah, and one of the things, I don't know if that's what Regine asked me to do. If you go to Europe and you say, well, I would love to do some road trip, write down this. This is the name, Varosreizen. You have to do that because what they do, they organize, you can get on a sort of electric tour all the way to Norway, all the way in Belgium and Luxembourg, and all the way in Germany. And it's great because you have to hire an electric car. That's the only thing, but you can get everywhere, and that is really something. If you want to have a good thing, then a good holiday, I really should advise you to do that. And you also should follow Electric Felix. Because this guy, if you are in the Netherlands and you think of, what I would like to take an electric road trip, you have to contact him because he's the most experienced road trip driver in the whole of Europe. And he's Dutch, so we're really proud of him as well. I'm going to tell you, because what we do, this is our hobby. We also go to other places. Well, that's why I'm here. Together with one of my other board members, you are going to see him in Austin as well. You always recognize him. He's wearing a red suit, and he's a sort of a TV personality in the Netherlands. And I love him and I hate him. He's got a big mouth, and but his heart is so good. So we went to China, and we are here together with some companies and a minister, because there is a policy lab, California, the Netherlands, and China, where all the ministries and the policymakers are talking about what's happening in those three parts of the country. So it's also important for you. And this is the biggest charging plaza of the whole world. I'm not going to ask how many fast chargers there are on this place. How many fast chargers you think there are on this place? Yeah, it's about 650 so fast chargers. And this is in Shenzhen. And all the electric all the electric taxis are electric, all the buses are electric, all the scooters, bicycles are electric. I was sort of like impressed. We know all that everything is happening in China, but I was so impressed to do that. If you want, I need to finish, but we can talk about it later. And yeah, the only thing we know what EV drivers want. This is my list, but I just want to finish off with our four big challenges we have. The first is we are going to have a big charging inquiry in the Netherlands with all the big parties because data are crucial. So we need to know how people charge, when they charge, how important things they mention are, so that we can sort of point on the government to put on effort in the things that really matter. The second part is scaling up our organization because it's like 7 board members and a lot of volunteers. It's just not working anymore. It is like booming, and we need to scale up. So that's what we're gonna do. We are having some deals now with dealerships and big organizations that help us also grow. Getting the politics on the right track, because politics thinks, well, electric is new, now we're going to go to other fields of the energy transition, but we still need to focus them on electric. And our second-hand market is also, it's growing. And I think within a couple of weeks, there will be an announcement that the Dutch government is giving subsidies for private owners, like for 2,000 or 3,000 euros for an electric car. But and that's good. But those are the 4 big challenges. And yeah, and I think one of the challenges also to get how do we get the Netherlands to be a chapter of your organization? Yeah, I think we should work on that one. Yeah. Yes, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to invite you to, join us as well on the website, but it's all in Dutch, so you have to do. Sorry. And we will also, with the new, I told you about the Lightyear, there will be a new Stella solar car coming to the National Drive Electric Week in the US. So we will be driving all the way from New York to Los Angeles and end on the 4th of October in Los Angeles. So it might be a good idea if you're organizing events and you want to have the Stella come over, please come to me because I'm sure that we can make a lovely time out of that. Also in the field of education and inspiring younger people. Thank you very much and hope to speak to you.
Ellen, don't go away yet. Don't go away yet. We have time for just a couple of quick questions. That was such a marvelous. I knew we were going to have some, so Russell will pass the mic.
Ellen, as an English-speaking only person, will you translate for us?
Yeah, of course.
If ever we need Dutch to English.
Definitely, I will be there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Ellen, thank you so much for being here today. And you shared a slide about the growth, the amazing growth of the charging infrastructure in the Netherlands. Could you also share with us the growth of renewable energy, wind and solar? We see a lot of growth of solar in Germany. How is the Netherlands doing on that?
I'm a bit ashamed to say we're really doing bad. If you see all the European countries, including Malta, one of the smallest islands, we're even below that. We have got a terrible record on renewable energy. So we really have, that's why, we're into wind energy, of course, but I think we should do so much better. And that's one of the frustrations of all the car drivers, electric car drivers, because you want to charge green. Smart charging, though, is a big thing in the Netherlands, but the renewable energy is not a good, no, sorry. Yeah.
Dank u wel. And my question is, so what is the subsidy, and what's driving the purchase of electric cars in the Netherlands? Is a substantial subsidy. So how much is the subsidy?
It's difficult. It depends on your income. So it's not a subsidy, it's a reduction on your taxes. So the more you earn, the more you've got the reduction. So there is no, but I think for in my case, for my company, I think the Model 3 is 50,000 euros. I think my reduction will be about 7 or 8,000 euros all together with everything. And our prices of electricity, I just looked up. I think in the US the average is about 12 cents per kilowatt hour, something like that. And in the Netherlands it's about twice. It's about between 21 and 25 cents per kilowatt hour. Yeah. I bought the cheapest one, 50,000 euros. 50. Yeah, yeah. No. Otherwise, it would have been like, yeah, we would have been more sales. Yeah. Yeah.
Mine's not really a question. I want to thank you very much for an excellent presentation, but I was going to just suggest for those of us in Southern California, when you guys come, I personally am willing to offer hospitality to your group. I don't know if other people would want to sign up a list or something to do that. If for me, housing, but even just to take people out for dinner or something.
That is such. Oh, thank you very much, because we need that, because we will be there with a group of students, maybe between the 10 and 15, and I think those students are brilliant students. And so it is good to have them around. And so thank you so much for your offer. I'm going to put it down a list. Yeah. Sacramento, we're going to go to Sacramento, definitely. Yeah.
Ellen, I want to invite you and the people just before EVS 33. How about a tour of Yosemite in Northern California for your visiting friends? We'll help arrange it.
Oh, that is like, oh, that is so great. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Amazing. So amazing. Wow.